welcome to my Tarot Corner. So once again, I am coming here to take my mind off things that are happening in our country that are not so nice. Yesterday we had a terrible lecture by our Prime Minister that decided to blame everyone and everything for the current terrible situation in which we are. That in the past 6 months, everything just fell apart. Our financial situation, the security, everything fell apart, and everyone is to blame except him. So enough politics, and I'm going back to the reading. And this is about the coronation, and I'm going to look into the coronation. Some people approached me on my email, asked me to look into the coronation, and I said that I will wait a while for the coronation to be nearer. But things are coming out about the coronation all the time. The invitation was published, and the reason I'm using these decks today, which is the DRUID Animal Oracle and the DRUID Craft Tarot decks, is because of the invitation. Because the invitation had a lot of symbols, and one of the symbols was of a green man that it looked like a tree, and many people asked about that green man, and that green man is actually a Celtic symbol, and the Celts were the native of the British Isles or the England before the Romans arrived, before the Scandinavians arrived, before the Vikings arrived. So there was a very developed Celtic culture in the English Isles, and that is why I am using the Celtic, the Druid Craft Tarot, because the Druids are Celts, and we're using a Celtic cross naturally. Now this tablecloth, it actually comes with the Druid Animal Oracle. So this is also something that comes with the Oracle deck. So I decided to use it. So once again, a lot of information that comes about the coronation. There was the question of Harry and Meghan: are they coming? Are they not coming? And up until now, nobody really knows if they gave their answer to the king or not. Do they mean to arrive or don't they? And the king did issue a declaration that only working royals will be on the balcony. So let's say that there is no, at least according to what he's saying now, there is no chance that Harry and Meghan will be there. But I'm not sure about the children, because at least one clairvoyant said that she saw a possibility of a second balcony appearance in which the king comes out only with the grandchildren, and then Archie and Lilibeth will be there. So I'm not talking about the invitation itself. I thought it was beautiful. It was very springy, because this is a spring coronation. I know that Lady C doesn't like the invitation. But you know, it's a matter of taste. So before I start, Please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumption and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. Okay, so these cards are really big. They're bigger than the usual tarot decks, and it's hard for me to shuffle, but let's start with clearing the deck. As I said, that's why I'm not taking cards that are falling down, because my hands are very small. Actually, my feet are 5.5 USA size, so my hands are small as well. Okay, so let's start again, clearing the deck. Okay, and I'm using one of the numerous Celtic Cross versions that there are out there. So King Charles and Queen Camilla's coronation on May 6th. What can we expect from the coronation? What will be the obstacles of the coronation? What is in the basis of the coronation? What is in the goals? What can we see leading for the coronation? What kind of advice can we give the king and the queen for the coronation? So what is going to happen in King Charles and Queen Camilla's coronation on May 6th? What can we expect? For King Charles and Queen Camilla for the coronation on May 6th. Okay, so let's cut the deck. And the first card is the present, or the situation as it is right now, which is giving us the state of mind in which the king is, King Charles, and Queen Camilla is, and the people that are organizing the coronation, their current state of mind and how do they see the coronation right now. And we're getting the Seven of Pentacles. So right now they are not really happy about what is going on. They are still working on it, as you can see. This is a person that is working on the tree. He is still waiting for things to happen. And the Seven of Pentacles is a card that is talking about disappointment from reality. It is about disappointment from reality, but being willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. So they are right now willing to do whatever it takes to get the truth, or they are working, they are doing whatever it takes to make the coronation a success. So right now they are not really happy about the coronation as it is right now. They're not happy about, maybe because Harry and Meghan haven't given their answer yet, and it is making them making things confused, maybe because things are not going well with the concert. I don't know exactly what, but they are in a way disappointed, and they are willing to do whatever it takes. They are working on it. So it's not as if it's going to bad place. It is going to a good place. Remember that after the Seven of Pentacles, we are getting the Eight of Pentacles and then the Nine and the Ten of Pentacles. So the direction is a good direction. But the message here is not to confuse, not to be confused, not to be leading to, not to be not to be led to fantasy, not to try to get more than you deserve, to be ready to take chances, to be grounded, and to be ready to take risks on things, and understanding that the disappointments and the hardship is a process that is needed in order to deal with the organizing the coronation. So once you understand that this is part of the process, then you can move forward. So this is what this card is telling the people that are organizing. I think that it's the Duke of Norfolk and the King and the Queen. It's actually a card that has a message for them, and the message is understand that disappointment is a part of organizing something like this. This is not something that is getting organized without any glitches on the way. You need to get to understand that. You need to realize that this is part of the process. Move on and keep on working to make it a success. So what is the challenges? What are the problems that are in their way? What are the immediate problems that they are facing? And we're getting the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is a card that speaks about deciding not to decide. So this card has a few things. First of all, we see people that haven't decided yet, and they are keeping everyone in suspense. And I think that this is Harry and Meghan that right now haven't decided yet if they're coming, or at least they didn't tell anyone if they're coming or not. Maybe they made the decision, but they haven't told anyone. And they are acting exactly like this person here. They are grumpy. They are acting as if they are slighted and as if they were treated badly, and they are sitting in the corner. And as we always laugh at there are jokes about the Jewish mother, and the Jewish mother the Polish woman who is always likes to be the one that is suffering and to boast on that she's suffering. So whenever something is happening and I don't like it, I tell my husband, okay, so I'll go and sit in the corner and be grumpy, and that's it. And this is a joke, okay? Or whenever I sit in a dark room, my husband asked me, what happened? Did you just become Polish? Because there is a joke about Polish women that are sitting in the dark room because they don't want people to think that they are happy. So this is about them being grumpy, sitting in the corner, telling everyone that they are mad, that they feel slighted, that they are not getting what they deserve. So I think that this is one of the main problems here. But this could also be other people that haven't decided yet if they are coming to perform, for example, in the coronation concert. So all of these people that haven't made that decision yet if they're coming are putting a lot of things on hold and are not allowing the plans to move forward. So this is the main problem here. The main problem is that the process is not clear, and they don't have the ability to make decisions once they are stuck with these people that are not giving them a correct answer or a yes or no answer, but are sitting here there and acting all slighted and grumpy. Okay, so that's the challenges. The next card is the past. So what in the past led to this present situation? And what we're getting here is the Prince of Wands. The Prince of Wands, that is the Page of Wands, that's the aloof knight. Now, it doesn't look like that in this picture, but the aloof knight is the knight that is not getting excited very easily. This is the knight that is not getting ignited very easily, and he's looking for things that will excite him. So he's looking for, so he's going away from one thing to another, and he is looking for things that will be that he will be enthusiastic about. So we can say that this is about a process, because this is about a country that for a long time had a queen, and they become the British. They became very accustomed to their queen, and they weren't so enthusiastic about saying goodbye to that queen. They weren't so enthusiastic about having King Charles as king. And just 2 days ago, I saw this article in a Hebrew newspaper that says that King Charles is not liked by many of the British people, and I see that in other British articles. I also heard today a video by one of the veterans that said something about it. So it seems like people were very, very comfortable with the queen. They weren't so enthusiastic to get King Charles as a king. They got accustomed to that, and that is why it is in the past. But in the past they weren't so excited about having Charles as a king, and it was a long process, and it took time for them to get accustomed to the idea of having King Charles as a king. And I'm talking about them as the British people, because I'm not British, and I don't know if all of the people that are listening to me are British, but I'm talking about the British people as a whole, and I'm talking about the Commonwealth as a whole, because there are a lot of people that have second thoughts about whether or not King Charles should be the king. Some people are talking about maybe he should abdicate and give the crown to William. So that is all in the past, and this led to part of the disappointment. So I think that King Charles expected that people will be more enthusiastic about him becoming a king. He wanted the people to be more enthusiastic about him being a king, and he's a little bit disappointed because the people are not as enthusiastic as he expected. But that is all in the past. The next card is, and I'm sorry, that is here. The next card is the, I'm sorry, no, that's the past. The next card is the future. So what in the future, what is the next step? What can we see for the next few weeks? This is not about how the coronation will be, but for the next few steps of the people that are organizing the coronation, and for King Charles and Camilla, and the people that are important here, maybe Prince William and Princess Catherine. So what we're getting here is the Two of Pentacles. Okay. So the Two of Pentacles is a card of a fake conflict. So it looks like in the next few weeks, they will have to make a decision. And this is about a decision that they actually know exactly what they should do. And once again, I think that the actual decision is going to be about these people, the ones here that are still not giving them the answer, that are acting all grumpy and being very deprived and angry. So I think that these are the people that they will have to make the decision about. And I believe that the decision will have to be regarding, yes, where are they going to be seated in the coronation, whether or not they should have some kind of I don't know, some kind of part. I saw a video by Neil Sean that says that they want to have this role in the concert, that they think that they should be so they want to be the hosts of the coronation concert, or at least part of it. So this is one deliberation that will have to be made. This is one conflict or one choice that the people who are organizing this coronation will have to make. But everyone knows exactly the answer, and this is why it's a fake conflict. But why did we get the Two of Pentacles? Because the Two of Pentacles, it's also about the tendency to burn bridges. And sometimes when you're doing things in the wrong way, you burn the bridges behind you. And they need to be very, very careful when they are telling Harry and Meghan, for example, that they cannot be the hosts of the coronation concert, that not to be very, cruel or very rough on them, so they won't burn the bridges. And I know that most of you will say, who cares? But I suppose that King Charles does care. This is also about Archie's birthday, for example, or maybe the yes or no, the second balcony appearance. So all of these things are actually a fake conflict, because both the king and the queen and everyone who is in this organization knows exactly what they want to do, and they want to know exactly what they should do. So they need to trust their gut. They need to trust and to believe in what they know is the right thing. Okay, next card is card number 5, and it is the goal. What is the goal of this coronation? How do they want this whole ceremony, this whole weekend to look at? And we get the Three of Wands, which is a great, great, great goal, because the Three of Wands is a card of collaboration and recognition. And this is exactly what they want. They want the world to recognize King Charles and Queen Camilla as the monarchs of Britain. They want the world to collaborate with them. They want the leaders of the free world to collaborate with Britain and with the monarchs of Britain. And the Three of Wands is a symbol of a beginning of a road. As you can see here, this person is looking at the future, and he's looking at this road and where this road is leading. And this is exactly what they want. They want the world to see that this is a beginning of a new way, a new era, a new future, and this is their goal. This is what they aspire, and this is what they are working towards. So that is the above card. And the below card is the subconscious, the core foundation. So what is the underlying feeling? The things that are driving them behind the scenes, and we get the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords, as I tell you many times, is not a bad card. The Ten of Swords is a card of a process. And the process is that a person has made many mistakes. And we know that King Charles has made many mistakes. And after he made those mistakes, he reached this rock bottom place. And right now, he's in this place where he is considering what he has done, he's considering his mistakes, he is learning from his mistakes. And once he learns from his mistakes, he's able to look up and see the new dawn, the new day that is starting. And this card is not dark. This is a very light card. This is a card that is very, very optimistic, because the optimism is really radiating from this card. So there is a beacon of light in the darkness that this person is having right now, or is suffering right now. So the underlying feelings that King Charles is feeling right now, he is feeling how the difficulties of all of his past mistakes. And his past mistakes include what happened with Diana. His past mistakes include the way that he raised his boys. His past mistakes include what happened with Camilla before Diana, after Diana, things that happened with his sons, things that happened with his mother, things that happened with the country, and with things that he should have done and hadn't and didn't do. He is right now in a place where he's looking back at his long, long life, and he's looking at all of his mistakes, and he is feeling bad about all of those mistakes. So that's why we have the Ten of Swords. But he's also learning the lesson. And because he's learning the lesson, he's able to open a new page and a new beginning. So he is going through the crisis, but he will be able to get up and be stronger, and to see the beacon of light, to see the new day that is coming up, and to come to the coronation as a stronger, wiser man. So this is in the underlying energy. This is what is happening in King Charles' psyche. Okay. Next card is advise. So what can we advise the people that are doing the coronation? And we get the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is a very good advice. Why? Because the Four of Pentacles is a card that is talking about acting out of the feeling of being wait a minute, threatened, and because of that, you adhere to what you know, and you don't do things because you are afraid, because you feel threatened. Now here we see a thief that is coming to try to open this safe and to steal the pentacles that are in this safe. In the Rider-Waite tarot, we see usually a man that is standing on two pentacles, and he's holding one pentacle, and he has one pentacle on his head. But in both of these cards, the pentacles are secured. So there is no real threat. This person really is unable to open this safe. This safe is really secured. So the threat is not real. And because the threat is not real, and you act out of defense, self-defense, because you are afraid of a non-existent threat, actually, you end up in the Five of Pentacles, which is the self-destruction and failure. So this card, as an advice card, is telling the people that are organizing the coronation to check the threats, not to act out of self-defense when it's not needed, to check to check the threats, to read the map, and to be sure that they are reading the map right, to be sure that they are conducting themselves rightly and not wrongly because of non-existent threats, to be sure that they are not repeating themselves, to be sure that they are not holding back because of fear, because of being threatened, to be sure that they are moving forward, and are not holding back because they are afraid. So this card is a very good advice card, because it tells them what will happen if they will conduct themselves out of be feeling threatened and adhere to things that they know. And this goes very well with the card that we got before, that spoke about trying new things and trying things that are changing boundaries, and trying things that are taking risks, which was the first card. The first card was a card that told them to take risks, not to be afraid of taking risks. And this card is also telling them not to be afraid of taking risks, not to feel threatened, to check the threats, and to be sure that once they have no real threats, that they can move forward and they can be more adventurous, that they can try and take risks, and they can take chances. Okay. Next card is external influences. So what are the external influences? And the external influences are Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups is dreams, and dreams that can become a reality. So that is a great card, because this is actually a fantasy. The coronation is something that many people never saw in their life, and many of us will never see again. And this is something that it's a dream for most of us. It's really a dream that is happening. It's a dream that becomes a reality. So a lot of people are looking forward for this coronation, and a lot of people are waiting for it. Breath with short breath. So this is a part. This is a very good card, because people are looking forward for this coronation, and people are willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, and people are waiting for them to leave the comfort zone. And this card is telling them, leave the comfort zone, make our dreams come true. So this is about their dreams coming true. This is about our dreams coming true. So this is the external influences, and there are not a lot of things to talk about them. What are their hopes and fears? And their hopes and fears are the Chariot, which is another card that speaks about dreams. The Chariot is a major arcana that speaks about fighting for your dreams and making your dreams come true. So this card is another card that speaks about dreams, but this is a more militant card, but this card is more spiritual card because it's a major arcana. So if this card was more earthly because it is a minor and you can act on it, the major arcana is, if we're talking about their fears, I think that they are afraid of possible fights and possible things that might try to quarrels, disagreements that might try to hinder the coronation. This is a card that shows, because we're talking about fears, the cards that speaks about the fear of giving up the dream, but because we're talking about hopes as well, so they are hoping to be able to make those dreams come true. So both of these cards are just talking to one another, and because both of these cards are just showing us that we are talking about dreams and dreams that can become reality. This card is talking about dreams that can become reality. And then we have this card that is also talking about not giving up on the dream. Then together, I can say that the dreams are much more, probably much more, have more tendency to become a reality than not. So I think that we have something to look forward to. So what will the outcome be? Wait a minute. Sorry about that. So the outcome is the Hermit. Okay, so that is another major arcana. And this is not a bad card. This is a card that speaks about another process. And this is a card that says that after the coronation, King Charles will have to look inside himself very, very deeply and search for the truth. This is a card that speaks about a process of having the wish to find the truth, meditating, and then having the patience, and then meditating and finding the truth. So this is about looking within, this is about watching, this is about studying, and this is about finding the truth. So I believe that because we have this card here, they might be the attempts from you know who, from these people, the ones here. There will be attempts for quarrels, there will be attempts to make people fight. There will be attempts to try to hinder or to make the dreams not come true, or to damage the dreams. There will be attempts for disagreements, and this will cause King Charles to have to look within and to make tough decisions. And this is something that will happen after the coronation. Now, I know that there is a new book that came out that is talking about the fact that that the senior royal already talked about the possibility of stripping Harry and Meghan's titles altogether, not only the Duke title, but making them Mr. and Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor, something that I've said for a long time that this should be done. And I think that after the coronation and things that will happen during the coronation, and we see that there are quite a few junctions in which there are problems. We see that here, we see that here, and we see that here. So there are a few junctions of problems that might happen with the Harkles, and it will make King Charles, he will have to go and make tough decisions. He will have to meditate, he will have to go within, he will have to really search for solutions, and he will have no choice but make tough decisions. So I think that we get this card here because this will be the result, the end result of whatever will happen during the coronation weekend. Not only the coronation itself, but the coronation weekend as a whole. Okay, so that is the tarot. The oracle, as I said, is the DRUID Animal Oracle. Now, the book is very massive. It is a hardcover book, and every card has a lot of explanation, as you can see. So I'm not going to read all of that. Every card has a few keywords here, so this is what I'm going to read you, and let's see what kind of advice or what kind of energy can we see for this coronation. So first, let's shuffle the deck. They have another version of an oracle deck that is called the DRUID. This is the animal, and there are also things that grow. Well, I forgot the word. I don't know why. Okay. So let's just clear the deck. Okay, so King Charles coronation on May the 6th. King Charles coronation, May the 6th. Okay, so we get the soul. Okay, so the keywords for this card, we see here, it's called in the Celtic language, it's called a muck, and a muck with her piglets, and it's about generosity, nourishment, and discovery. And the message here is that it symbolizes abundance and fertility. And this card means that the king or the monarchy are called upon to be generous, to feel connected to the love of the goddess for all her creatures. That doesn't have to be the goddess, could be every god that you believe in, that they are able to give freely, knowing that they in return are nourished and sustained by God. Choosing this card, they can open themselves to abundance that exists throughout nature. They can allow themselves to accept this abundance, knowing that life perpetually renews itself, and that they don't need to worry about ever being disconnected from it. Allowing themselves to feast on life, to enjoy its beauty and its sensual delights. The God is generous, giving it all and renewing all. It's a beautiful message, I think, and very, very true to the coronation. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll try to see you in the next time. Bye.